welcome back to another Models by Me video. This time we're looking at ICM's 1/72nd scale He51 B-1. So we'll do this in the usual manner. We'll have a look at the outside of the box, then the contents, then the instructions, and then the screws. So this kit was originally produced back in 2005. This particular boxing potentially is the 2021 rebox of it. The actual plane itself first flew in 1933, being introduced in 34, was retired by the Luftwaffe in 1939, but the Spanish Air Force actually kept it in service until 1952. So that's not too bad. Served for a while the Condor Legion, that's the colours on the actual box. It was a superior fighter, but its superiority was only short-lived, because the Soviet Union sent over the Polikarpov I-15s and I-16 monoplane. So, unfortunately, with those two arriving, it was relegated to ground attack, where it actually proved quite useful. And a certain brother of a certain First World War fighter ace developed close air support tactics that the Luftwaffe then used during the Second World War. Said brother being Wolfgang von Richthofen. So, yeah, brother of the Red Baron. So, let's go on and have a look at this kit. Thank you, title card. So, outside of the box. Yeah, we've got a nice artwork of the actual plane itself, who's doing covering a bombing mission. I assume covering a bombing of a town. And we've got at the top here, we've got Heinkel He51, Spanish Air Force, 72nd scale. Yeah, not too bad. As I say, we can actually see the camouflage down the side here, which would be and some of the rigging actually as well. So I'll cover the rigging now, as we can see it on here. But as some of the landing gear, there's support rigging for that, and it's actually two lines of rigging that go into the wing here, and again there's two for this wing that connects up to the top here. As well, as you can see, quite a common feature with biplane. I've noticed this mostly with biplanes, but you've got an aerial here, with then join up about here somewhere. Thank you for focusing, camera. Go next a bit here, and then it goes to the tail. I've noticed that mostly with biplanes, but unless there's and some early monoplanes as well had something similar. So yeah, if you fancy doing rigging on this thing later, nice useful guide. Right, side of the box. So we got the kit number, made in Ukraine. Length, just shy of 12 centimeters. Wingspan 15.3 centimeters or 153 mils. Includes 50 parts. Oh, sorry. I was reading this. Instruction sheet and drawing and decal sheet are not included. I saw my brain read that then, but I was just like, wait a minute. I know they're included. Why are you saying they're not? The finished model, cement paints and needed to finish model as shown are not included in the kit. Okie dokie. Here's 14 and over. Spanish Air Force biplane. One of the artworks down the side here. Plus 14 and plus. And the kit number again. Now, is it going to be the opposite, so I can actually display the box like so? Or is it going to be the same as this side? Yay! So we can display the box up like this and still read what it says. This must be a more common feature. I've noticed a lot of kits recently are doing that. And as you saw, underside, there's nothing there. Okie dokie, so that's the outside of the box done. Contents. We have the instructions. We have a bag I cannot get out. Here we go. We got a bag with all the screws in it, including the clear plastic. No, no clear plastic. That is the film. No, okay, it's a film, but it's the canopy or the windshield, that's the film. Okay, that's going to be fun. And the decals. So we might as well do the decals quickly now. What on earth was that? Don't know. Right, so decals, we have... I say all the Condor illusions for... There's 4 different schemes on here. So... Chance of silvering, not a little bit on the numbers here. You can just about make out a little shine or something around the numbers. The skull might silver, and these crosses are gonna. These things are gonna might silver a little bit. So hopefully not too bad. But the rest of the decals look quite nice. Yeah, not too bad. Is there anything on the back? Nope, just a piece of card. Okie dokie. Sorry, some of them have instructions on the back on how to use decals. But, see? That's it for the box. Instructions. So... Top, we've got a bit of history on the iron core itself, or the He51. Then we have a sprue map for that one sprue. So quite a useful feature to have. Along the bottom, we've got all the stuff it's going to need. Let me zoom out quickly. There we go. So we've got scratch build pieces. Do not cement, bend, remove, open up a hole, or do not use these parts. There is one bit on here that you do not use. Okay, let's open them up. Let's have a look on the first page. So we've got a separate paint guide. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And all the instructions over just a single A4 bit of paper. Okay, so let's have a look at... Hang on. What am I missing? Aha, paints. Okay, so... Sorry. For the cockpit section, we've got all the letters highlighted in red for the colours you're going to need. The paints for which are on the back here. With Model Master colours. So what do we going to need? So flat white, flat black, pale green and flat gold grey. That's a C as a 50-50 mix. Field green, wood, military brown, flat light blue, which I'm guessing is going to be RLM 65. Pale green, steel, aluminium, gunmetal, rust, and gunship grey. So yeah, quite a few bits there. So start with the cockpit. So we've got the floor plate, but then you put the control column in and the seat. Then the instrument panel goes in along with the seat onto one side, and you've got little notches to put the seat onto. There we go, focus nicely. And then you glue the other side of the fuselage in. Next, we put the windshield on along with the exhausts. top piece here with the machine guns. Yeah, that's the two little Mauser machine guns. I say Mauser machine guns. What are they, MG15s, MG18s? I think MG15s. No. 17s. That's the one I was thinking of. Then we've got to put the... Well, before you put the front half of the engine cowling on, do you want spinny propeller or do you not? If you want spinny propeller through the front piece and then glue on the little bit on the end. If you're like me and don't care about spinny propeller, glue that to that and you have a free donut at the end. And then we got the tail surfaces, the horizontal stabilizer and the rudder. One thing I will point out here, again, I don't manufacture these kits, so this is probably the best way they could have done it, or there might be other variants where the exhaust is just a whole line of holes. But each one of these little exhaust stacks is a separate piece you have to glue on. That is 12 exhausts total, 6 on each side. You need to glue on and angle downwards. Have fun when you do that bit. Then you glue the lower wings on, the struts, and the upper wing. So that's the two little aerials on the outside of the wing. Underside, start with the landing gear. So, this confused me a little bit, but there's a reason for it. So it says you've got to cut this piece off. Yeah, sorry, so you've got to cut this piece off as well as about 2 millimeters down from like the structure down to this bit. So you can then glue the wheel to the covers and onto the actual strut itself there. It saves manufacturing loads of extra pieces, but oh boy, that seems complicated. Then we've got the radiator and the fuel tank go underneath. And you've got to put the landing gears on. And that's it. There's the rigging guide again, which, yeah, is what I said about it earlier, looking at the front of the box. You don't really get the impression that much that some of these are doubled up. So, and the fact that those two actually join up there, it's not immediately obvious on this. But yeah, that's it for the instructions. Not for the paint guide though. So not too bad. Same again. You got all the letters which represent which colours are which. Decals are numbered. But there is a problem here. That plane faces to the left. That plane faces to the left. They've both got this very fancy multicoloured camouflage on them. Just to prove it on the other side, we have a third one here. Again, points to the left. That one points to the left. What's the camouflage for the other side of the plane? You can see this side. What's the starboard side like? So we can see this side. No idea what it's like this side. Other than that, quite major nitpick. Fairly nice. You can make out the different colours fairly okay. B and... because B's a dark... No, B's a paler colour. I was about to say, sometimes it's nice and clear, some are not. Oh, there we go. So D is that one, B is that one. Ah, B's the grey. What's the one with the triple? Oh, there it is. I'm trying to pick it out, and it's only got 2 colours, that one. There you go, there's the triple one. So yeah, they're quite distinguishable which one's which. So that's not too bad. So, okay, sprue time. Okay, so the sprue, let's have a look. Start with the fuselage. There we go, nicely focused. So we can make out the raised ribs and struts, so yeah, that's quite nice. Quite subtle as well, so it doesn't stand out too badly like corrugated metal. Quite nice. Unfortunately quite smooth wing joint there. The recessed, I would say rivets, but they're polymorph screw holes and recessed panel lines. Quite nice. There's all the exhaust dubs. The wing is, again, very nice. Quite subtle. I say all the exhaust dubs, the struts. There's the machine guns. They're very easily going to lose those. Some of this stuff you're going to snip off and it's just going to go ping and you never see it again. Inside of the fuselage, make out there's not much there, but it's an early plane, so there's probably not going to be a lot of detail on the interior. But it's not too bad. What is there? Instrument panel. Quite very basic. So, okay. Top cowling, which is folded over on itself. Go there. Oops. Sorry, this sprue is actually broken here. It should be connected there. So I'm trying to hold it here, and of course it's all bending and flexing. Tail surfaces. Okay, very, very subtle. Probably too subtle. That might not come out when you paint this, especially if you're brush painting. Cockpit section with textured foot pedals. Wow, okay. You're not going to see them, but they're there, and they're textured. Textured, even. Here's the struts. So yeah, you got to cut these bits off. Cut that off, cut all these tubes off, and then go up 2mm, and then cut it off again. That seems to be asking for trouble. There's the upper wing. And flip them over so we can have a look. And yeah, it's not too bad. Again, all the like raised ribs and stuff, ribbing, it's so subtle. You're gonna lose this. So if you like painting all these ribbing and anything on everything, ribbing and stuff on the fabric planes, you're going to miss out on this one. There's a lot of it's going to be painted over. You're not going to see it. Propeller, quite standard, basic propeller. It's not too bad. And these extra bits that go over the exhaust. That's not too bad. Okie dokie. I would get the film out, but it is literally a piece of clear plastic or clear plastic film, which you then have to cut out and glue into place, and you can see it there. I'm not going to get it out of the bag. I'm just going to leave it here in this. So yeah, that's gonna be it, I'm afraid. So yeah, let me pack this up and final thoughts and score. Yeah, so final thoughts and score for this thing. So this looks like it's going to be a nice kit once built. Definitely like the predecessor to the 109. And one of the things that made the Luftwaffe so deadly, and they got to practice in this thing during the Spanish Civil War. But the actual plane is going to be a challenge to build. I feel that this is going to be potentially quite an interesting one to build and quite challenging, especially for newcomers, which for my skill level I would set this thing at on a scale 1 to 5, 1 being beginners, 5 being a master. I would put this as at 4. You definitely need to make quite a few planes beforehand, including some biplanes, before tackling this one. Score-wise, I would say... See, the thing is, there is detail on it. It's quite nice detail in places. But other places, it seems lacking. Like the wings and the control surfaces. They don't... These like ribs, you can see them quite clearly here. They don't stand out as much as I would think they would have stood out on the actual plane. And they look almost quite flush. So once you put any paint on it, they're going to go away. But the rest of the detail, like the panel lines here, the wheels, which I forgot to cover, are quite nicely detailed as well. So, okay, I'm doing this in reverse to normally, because I normally do the interior. Exterior, I would probably have to put it as a 3.5 out of 5. What's there is good, but there definitely needs to be improvements. How I personally feel on this one. Interior-wise as well, it's nice. It's got quite a bit of detail, like on the sides of the fuselage. You've got the base plate that's quite nicely detailed. There's texture on the foot pedals. You're not going to see the foot pedals, and yet they're textured. You can see that. But then the instrument panel is completely... I mean, you're potentially not going to see the instrument panel either, but it's blank with a few drilled out holes in it. Again, I'm thinking potentially 3.5 for that one as well. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with 3.5 on both the interior and the exterior on this thing, for a grand total of 7. So, there we go. That's the unboxing video of my review of the ICM He51B. If you like the video, hit the like button. Comment below, have you made this one? Is it a challenge to build, or is it actually a lot simpler? Or are there any traps to look out for? And subscribe for more videos. Again, once I hit 500 subscribers, I will do a build video, and it will be a big aircraft as well. Either, let's say, the Catalina, the Heinkel 177, I've got, which I will do an unboxing video on, or a 32nd scale Spitfire Mark 9. So hit those 500 subscribers, and I will get to that point. See you on the next video. Thanks, bye.